What's up, everybody? If you want to join the greatest online Star Wars community, the Fandom Menace, make sure you hit that subscribe button before today's video starts, so you don't miss out on any updates and you're always the first to know when our newest videos go live.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
You want to see something stupid? Sorry. Was that too mean? I can never tell. Like I've said before, and the numbers show, when it comes to breaking down the decline of the Star Wars brand, we're the best. In Star Wars, there are certain characters that just don't hit with fans. Crix Madine was a flop in the vintage line. In the 90s, there was a glut of rando aliens and a Gungan that didn't do it. And in the modern era, Snoke is a big failure of a peg warmer, no matter what a smug a-hole says on Twitter. But those all pale in comparison to the poster child of retail failure, or re-failure. No, that's stupid. We're talking about Rose Tico. The Mary Sue, aka that useless rag that people only read for the lulz. For the lulz? I need to drink less coffee at 2 a.m. The Mary Sue is a preachy piece of crap that talks about the erasure of Rose Tico from Star Wars merchandise and how it's problematic. Ugh, that nasty word. Why exactly is Rose Tico being removed from Star Wars merchandise? Disney is at it again with its merchandising shenanigans, and Star Wars fans are calling them out. Last Friday was a special day for the fans of a galaxy far, far away. Force Friday was when the new Star Wars merchandise was revealed, and this time it was a triple Force Friday as Disney unveiled products to promote the video game Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order, the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, and the conclusion of the new trilogy Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. But that excitement was dampened when fans noticed the new Rise of Skywalker merchandise not only sorely lacked Rose Tico, Kelly Marie Tran, but also her image was actually removed from various designs. This isn't the first time fans have noticed the conspicuous lack of a character in merchandise. There was a serious controversy over the lack of Rey in the original Force Awakens merchandise, though some claim she was left off not to spoil that she was the new Jedi hero. However, the exclusion of Rose Tico is extra insidious given the racist and misogynistic response to her characters in the past, and the horrible treatment of Kelly Marie Tran by so-called Star Wars fans. Even though Rose is a great character, Tran has been a consistent target of trolls, so much that she's been driven off social media, and she's being pushed off of merchandise. Why? Here's some examples. So here you go, folks. I'm going to read the rest of this, and you guys can see the before and after. PT, prequel trilogy, or pre-Tico, and post-Tico. It's all pretty terrible. This last example, where Rose has been erased from a poster and replaced by some slug alien we've never seen. Super duper bad and insulting. Because that's real journalism talk. Not only is this erasing a woman, but a barrier-breaking woman of color who's been publicly attacked for daring to be a female and non-white in a Star Wars movie. It's a bad look. This is a bad article. Why is Rose not in these posters and merch? Is Disney daving to the trolls? You mean caving? Are they hiding a spoiler? My first terrified thought was that she's not in the film very much and might be killed off early on. She did end The Last Jedi in distress, and Rose is nowhere to be found in the 2 trailers we've seen for The Rise of Skywalker. We've only seen her in 1 still from The Rise of Skywalker so far, however, there's some hope. Is the erasure of Rose Tico the work of a stupid executive somewhere, or does it hint to something even bigger and worse? The erasure of Rose Tico from the next film altogether. We hope it's just bad marketing decisions and we'll learn where's Rose sooner than later. We'll also have to look at how they handle the merchandising for Jannah, played by Naomi Ackie. As a black woman, she's breaking barriers in Star Wars, so let's hope that the executives and the fans learn something and don't screw it up there too. You know, there were black people, black women in Star Wars. There were green women, there were reddish and yellow women, weird pasty white painted women. What barrier are these new characters breaking? So this is going to be a real short video because this is the reason Rose Tico merchandise is going bye-bye. Drumroll, please. Rose Tico merchandise is going away because it didn't sell the last time. It's a real simple answer, and while we'll talk about it, let's look at some footage of the past and show the Rose Tico army choking the life out of the Star Wars brand. Hold on, this is all wrong. This needs a little music. Ah, that's better. So it's very simple to see why there's no Rose Tico in the new Rise of Skywalker line. To try to turn this into a political thing is just a flat-out lie. I mean, Rose Tico is so toxic to the toy aisle that online retailers sold them by the dozen at $1 a pop just to clear them out of their warehouse. Speaking of lies, the whole Where's Ray hashtag, which of course caught Disney's eye because it's trendy to be a socially conscious company instead of one that makes money for the licensee and that forced Hasbro to double their numbers of female figures shipped, that in turn caused problems for retailers because they were stuck with mountains of Rose Ticos and Ray figures. In all my travels down the toy aisle, I saw very few Old Man Luke Skywalker figures, but the main heroes are still there. Just in fact, 2 days ago, I saw a Finn from The Last Jedi wasting away at my local GameStop. As we know, it was Kathleen Kennedy who pushed for this change in target demographic, as she stated in her own words. And Kathleen, the experiment failed. I normally never take the side of a big company, but in this case, I'm with Hasbro. Hasbro is the one getting reamed by Hollywood whims, forced to make characters that don't sell because of agenda! Whew! Glad to get that out of my system. Toy companies have decades of research at their disposal to know what sells. That's why Hasbro makes 10 different Wolverine figures each year, and it's why the only way to get Jean Grey is to put her in the $60 multi-pack, because mainly adult fans want her. The failed Rose Tico experiment is over. Companies won't take a gamble on a proven failure, and if you like her, fine, Ethan. But the character can still be found for a few bucks, and if you're in desperate need of one, my listener sent me 50. So just ask. So that's it for today, folks. As I said, this was a short video because, well, it's a short topic. It's on Rose Tico, and yeah, that's a height joke. Ha ha ha, laugh it up. But seriously, if you've watched any of our Star Wars toy videos, you've seen that Rose Ticos were just falling out of places. Hell, in one of the videos, I found it underneath a toilet seat, so that tells you Rose Tico is literally everywhere. And I have tons and tons of pictures, and I've been sent them from all over the world of Rose Ticos for 50 cents, $1 6 weeks after it came out. I mean, that's the thing that blew me away. Rose Tico figures were a whole buck way back in January of 2018. Like I said, literally like 5 weeks after The Last Jedi came out. And people want to say, oh, they're just clearancing out Christmas merchandise and blah, blah, blah. Is that how new stuff works? You know, video games that came out like, I don't know, December 27th aren't on sale the 29th right away. It's kind of an odd thing to see. And it doesn't show much retail faith in the Star Wars brand. I mean, Marvel Legends are never on sale, rarely on clearance because they sell. And I'm being honest here, to the best of my recollection, the only Marvel Legend figures I've seen come from Hasbro, that's why I always compare them to Star Wars toys. The only ones I've seen on clearance are the Captain Marvel figures and Dazzler. So you can fill in the gaps there. But like I said earlier in the video, I do sympathize with Hasbro. I feel like they're the victims in this case. It's kind of silly to say, but if you just follow the pattern, you can understand why there's no Rose Tico. And this writer at the Mary Sue is the type of person that causes problems for fandom, for entertainment, for merchandise. And yeah, I just don't know why they're writing this article. To get riled up, to get us riled up. I'm not riled up, I'm telling you the truth of why it just ain't gonna happen. I'm glad we live in the reality we live in where people understand that Disney Star Wars is crap and the new characters aren't that popular. There's a reason Darth Vader's a perennial favorite. There's a reason people like Yoda and Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca and Han Solo and the Falcon and all these classic iconic images. It's also the reason why these new ones never caught on, because they tried to sell you those again, and when you got excited, well, what'd they do to you? They pulled the rug out from underneath you, and you were left with Rose Tico and Finn and Rey and Poe Dameron. And nobody's favorite character is Poe Dameron. So as always, folks, I want to know what you guys think. Have you caught all of our old videos with Rose Tico literally falling out of the seams of toilets? And what did you think? Did you laugh? What did you think of the Tower of Tico? I know it's old footage, but it still checks out. And what's most important is how funny it is. So, like I said, tell me in the comments below. Let's have a good laugh at the expense of Rose Tico, the character. It does anger me that the media always tries to bring up she was harassed offline by Star Wars fans, which wasn't the case. And the one that pisses me off the most is when Daisy Ridley, they use that argument about Daisy Ridley. And you know what? Daisy Ridley herself came out and said, I wasn't bullied off of social media by Star Wars fans. Social media is unhealthy because I don't think people should watch me grow up online. So the narratives are in full force out there, and it's frustrating at best. So folks, I'm going to head out. I'm going to be out of town for a couple days, so the videos are going to be a little more sporadic, but they're still going to be here. Tonight, Wednesday, October 9th, 2019, is World Class Bullshitters episode 192. So if you watch this video live, and I hope you watch it the first day it comes out, as always, because we're the best on YouTube, the podcast will be tonight. There won't be one tomorrow on Thursday, the usual time. So folks, I'm going to close this video out the way I always do. If you're new, you have no clue what I'm about to say, but if you've been around the block a couple of times, good for you. So remember my words. Go out into the world and be excellent to each other.